I'd like to invite our second speaker for the keynote. He's Mr. Rohit Gajbhiye, the founder and the MD for LEO1, on the need of embedded financial solution in the education ecospace. Now, this might just interest a little more for the school owners as well, because these are financial solutions that Mr. Rohit has for us. A little word about Rohit. Thank you so much for whistling to me. Rohit is a visionary founder and the managing director of LEO1, with profound understanding of the financial technology and a commitment to revolutionize the education financing landscape. Rohit has led LEO1 to become a prominent player in the industry. Under his leadership, the company has pioneered innovative solutions for educational institutions and students, making education more accessible through affordable financing options. Rohit, can we please have you quickly? And please grace us, and please kindly throw a lot of light on the need of embedded financial solution in the education ecospace.
Super. First of all, thanks again to Akshay and the entire team for giving us an opportunity to come here and work with you all. It's an honor to be here with the leaders in the education space. So very briefly, before I talk about LEO1, we have been working in this space for nearly around 6 years now. So back in 2017, when we started this, it was more about a financial concept where we tried to bridge the gap between the education institutions and students in terms of fee payment. So institutions required the fees to come up front so that they can manage their growth capital and working capital. And students required more number of installments to pay their fees, right, in different form of education institutions. So we started giving them a zero-cost EMI solution. So institutions got fees on behalf of the students. They got it from us on day one. And students got to pay the same fees in a zero-cost EMI structure. So this is the model that we started with. We were known as FinancePayer back then. We started with 24 schools and colleges in year one. Slowly we expanded from 24 to 400 to 2,000. Today we work with around 13,000 institutions pan-India. Right? This is some solution that has helped institutions so far. On an average, we do roughly around $120 to $150 million a year in terms of processing the fees. So we have served around 3.5 million students, but we had a lot to learn from the education institutions. This solution did not seem to be a fully satisfying solution for the institution. There were still some gaps, and fee payment problems were yet not solved. So in order to solve that, we worked on it for quite a few years. For past 2 years, we raised large rounds. And today we have developed something which probably could be useful to a lot of institutions out here. We have developed it upfront. I would like to declare it's not just us, it's MasterCard, it's Visa, it's NSDL, Kotak, and other banks who have supported us to come out with this initiative. So I'll like to just present LEO1. Yeah. So till he comes in, a brief about LEO1. We are trying to provide a comprehensive financial solutions to the education institutions. Next one. Yeah, so I'll come to the main outcomes. If an institution is now LEO1 powered, what's in it for them, right? And then I'll go into the detailed explanation. Yeah, so one of the first benefits that the institution has, it's an outlier one. This is true. This is something that we have started doing just 7 months back, right? Education kind of becomes free now. So the fees that the students are paying you, we kind of give that fees back to them, right? So this is how we are trying to contribute. We won't be able to serve hundreds of schools and colleges this year with this concept, but we are trying to serve around 31 institutions in this year. So we are trying to make education free. Whatever fees are being paid to the education institution, we will give it back to the students, right? The second one is we try to increase the premiumness of the education institutions. Here again, we have Rohit Sharma, MSD, and others in the industry who have contributed to this fact. So as we use him, this is Melu as one of the schools that we have partnered in the South. So basically, you can start using Rohit Sharma, MSD to increase your brand presence across the country. We also market you not only in this country, in different states, but we have a partnership with MIT, so the institution becomes a case study so that exchange also becomes easier, right? So increasing the premiumness of the brand is another benefit. So 2 outliers. What does this solution do? Yeah, it works. Yeah. So basically, from being a zero-cost EMI provider in the education space, we have created a plug-and-play mobile app solution. Right? Basically, this mobile app solutions has 4 modules in it, which will help all the stakeholders in the institution. Yeah, so I'll just quickly get back to this. So first module that we have is the fee management module. I'll explain it in detail. The second one is financial literacy. Third one is reward cards. So we convert your ID cards into smart ID cum prepaid cards. And the final one is LEO1 coins. So 4 modules, all your students will use this app. This is institution branded app. It's not our app. So it goes in as your institution app for the students. I'll explain each of the modules so you understand how do we make education free in the first place. In terms of the fee management, what we have done is instead of you having to deploy people to collect fees from the students, we have a bot-based fee collection system. So we give you a plug-and-play software where you have to just config the amount of fees to be collected. And the system will do everything for you in terms of data reconciliation. You don't have to download Excels, anything. Not just recon, but the reminders, SMS, WhatsApp, email, even calls, everything is handled by the system over here. The good portion for the students is, if they start paying fees on time, you give them 15% back if they pay in any payment gateway format. If you pay your fees via our card, so we have a LEO1 card, which is your ID card, you get 50% of the fees back. And if you choose to pay your fees in EMI, in which case the institution gets the full year fees upfront, then you get your 100% of the fees back, right? So this is the way we are trying to promote on-time fee payment. What I believe in my past 5 to 6 years also is a lot of the academicians don't like to chase parents for fees, right? But that's one of the problem areas that they do have. So this is where the software will do the work for you. And whenever the student is paying fees on time, they will be rewarded for it, right? So that's the fee module in a nutshell. Next one. In terms of the card, what we do is we convert your ID card into a smart ID card. So it has 3 functionalities. The card acts like your access card, that's one. So you can access your campus, your attendance, your library, book tagging, everything happens onto one card. Second one is your transaction. So every time you transact via this card, you get 15% back. This is also your ID card. And third is it's also an alumni card. So whenever you pass out, you can still continue to use this card. The benefit for the institution is again a brand equity. So if you look at an intangible benefit here where your brand will be, it will be a co-branded card. So your logo will come in here and student is going to use inside and outside the campus, even if he's not part of the campus, right? So that's one portion of making your campus a cashless campus. So that's the second model. So we convert ID card into a smart ID card. Third one. This is a new one in terms of financial literacy as per NEP, National Education Policy. I think all of you have started to work something on this piece where we follow the guidelines and build courses. So we have built some basic courses for the students in terms of financial management. They get to know about tax planning, stock market investment, bank account opening, credit bureau. So they get to know all of this. Now what's on top of this is, if you complete the course, you get a certificate from LEO1 and your institution. But the good point is you also get guaranteed internships from large financial firms. So you have DBS Bank, you have EBIX, you have Optiver, a large company which gives you internships if you finish the course online. The another benefit is we have live stock market integrated into this. So you can use our currency, which is LEO1 coins, and you can trade it on New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ. You learn about trading. One more inherent benefit here is, if you become a good trader, the top 3 students from the institution, which we generate data on, get guaranteed placements, right? So there are companies like, again, Optiver, which gives you around 1 to 1.3 crores per annum. Even Motilal Oswal gives you around 36 lakhs per annum. So this kind of placement offering is also available if you're able to complete the financial literacy course, right? And by this, you don't have to rebuild any infrastructure that the NEP states. This can be readily available plug and play. And the fourth module. Yeah, so this is the last module and the way we are trying to give back the fees to the students, right? So every time the student transacts on the card or via software or they pay fees directly to you, they earn our currency, which is called LEO1 coins, right? And there are certain merchants we have partnered where they can spend that currency on. So we have kind of partnered with majority of the merchants. Now, since we work with a large volume of education institutions, we have these exclusive partnerships with these merchants. So as soon as you get a LEO1 coin, where can you spend? in the education space, whether it's a simple learn, upgrad, unacad, you can actually start paying them using LEO1 coins. E-commerce, whether it's Myntra, Flipkart, Amazon, you can pay and consume LEO1 coins on those platforms. Even on the entertainment front, even on travel, Make My Trip, Ease My Trip, you can consume the coins on these platforms. Or on the food, we have partnered with Zomato, Swiggy as well. Right? The good segment here is the coins do not expire. So if you're paying, say, even 1 lakh rupees of fees, you will get 1 lakh coins, right? And 1 coin is equivalent to 1 rupee. The benefit is the coins do not expire. Second, you can use your coins on top of all your existing offers. So if you have offers on a HDFC or ICICI card, you can still go ahead and use those coins. Third, it's not just the student, but the entire family can also use the coins. So the consumption power increases, right? So these are some of the inherent benefits. We are adding more merchants to this. You must be imagining, why do these merchants allow these coins to be consumed, right? The basic concept, I won't go into the nitty-gritty, but the basic concept is, for all these merchants, the students in this age group from around 6 to 24 is a new customer to them. People like us as an old customer. So they have a customer acquisition cost, which is much larger. So assume an Amazon spends around 10 crores to acquire 5,000 students. With us, they will have to spend around 2 or 3 crores to acquire the same 5,000 students, right? So essentially, we are reducing their burn, and hence they partner with us, allowing us to consume coins. And of course, with that, we have to give them a minimum guarantee. We have to park. So if there's 100 crores of transaction that happens here, we have to park 100 crore in their account as a float, right? So which we have been given support by. So MasterCard, Visa, and others have heavily invested so that we can create that monetary infrastructure for the students. In a nutshell, what we have made it possible here is, whatever fees, even if it's 1 lakh or 10 lakh rupees that the student is paying you, we'll give them 10 lakh coins and they can come here and consume the coins. In this manner, the education institution goes ahead and in their admission cycle, they can talk to the students that whatever fees you're giving to us, we are giving you an opportunity to recover all of your fees, right? So essentially your education does become free. A caveat here is, of course, we won't be able to work with those 13,000 all institutions because we have some limitations of funds, but there is an approval process by Visa and Master. So as soon as you apply, we'll have to go through those process where we'll have to analyze the school or college and see what value add it can bring to the society. Then we take approvals, and probably we'll be able to work with around 31 institutions this year, and we'll try to serve around thousands in the coming year, right? But essentially the two large benefits, education becoming free and your brand equity increasing because you can put this out very loudly, right? Just to summarize other benefits apart from this, if you're an institution and you do face some fee collection issue, majorly you will have fee collection as a problem goes away, you will get fees on time. Second large benefit, assume the growth capital. This is something that the banks don't give it to you even if you give security today. What is this? Suppose if your group has a fee collection of around, say, 1,000 crores, right? If year one, if the 1,000 crores is processed to us, in year two, without any security, if you need a growth capital of even 30% of it, which is say 300 crores, you can on a click of a button have that money in your account the same day, right? So as long as you're LEO1 powered, 30 to 50% of your fees, you can anytime withdraw from our account and use it for your growth purpose. So fee will never be a blocker to you or the student. That's one area that we have tackled over the past few years. Apart from that, of course, there are other avenues where we are teaching courses to the students. So there is an increment of fee that could happen. Fee insurance is also something that we cater. So in every LEO1 empowered institution, if something happens to the bread earner, like parents or the student themselves, then we sponsor the kids' education for all the remaining years. So if there's an accidental death or permanent disability of any parent, then we ensure that the student doesn't have to drop out, right? So that's something that we cater to. And finally, in terms of enrollments and admissions, wherever we have worked so far in the past 7 months, we have given an average of 13% increase in admissions. So this is one area where institutions don't have a forte. So they try, academic is their forte, so they try to teach and bring those skills forward. But when you're trying to reach out to customers and call them to you to increase admissions, your marketing and admission team is not able to fulfill the job in a very satisfactory way. So this is something we handle for you, and we increase admissions also for you. This is not a college they call Shiksha, so we do not charge any fees for bringing admissions to you, right? So that's nothing. Our entire solution is just the SaaS, plug and play SaaS. Admissions coming in is an add-on for the institution. So these are some of the benefits that we have. So that's it. Next one. So this is just a past. We are a Google incubated firm. We have tested this outside in India. We have tested it in Indonesia, Philippines, and Sri Lanka. This concept has gone ahead, but we want to work with India first because this is still the largest market that we have. We do have PCI DSS, RBI compliance, so all the licenses are available with us. In terms of the backers, we again have a lot of funds. So that is why I said growth capital is not an issue. Largest of the fintech funds are available. In terms of the student population, we have 3.5 million students. So if there is any synergy that can be brought in here, if we want to interact with our existing customer base, of course, we look at it as well. Yeah, these are some of the prominent partners that we already work with. Most of it you will already be aware of, whether it's Narayana or UPS, Jain Group, and others. These are some of them we already work with. So just to summarize, it's a plug-and-play SaaS solution. You must have worked with a lot of financing solution where you have a discounting offer. There are a lot of players who have started to do that. With this solution, you don't need to bear a large discount as well. So you don't need to lose your revenues, right? You only have to add revenues from here on. So that's one of the solution. So you get a certificate by Rohit Sharma and MSD, signed certificate, which you can deploy in your institutions. We do have per annum, one event per annum where you get awarded by MSD or Rohit himself, and this gets published in Forbes and ET and other magazines as well, right? So this is something that we try to do for our institutions as well. Yeah. That's it in terms of brand. This is how we're trying to increase the brand presence of the institution. So from a lending solution, which we were a few years back known as FinancePeer, to today we are more a SaaS solution. So this is where we intend to serve you. We have been able to develop the product completely basis the feedback that you guys have given us over the past 5 years. People asked me that not just the loan solution, why are parents not applying for the loan? If people want to pay on time, how should I improve my fee collection process? These are all questions put to us by the education institutions. I interacted with a lot of principals, and principals didn't really like to ask for fees from the parents, right? Whether it were teachers as well. So this is where we went into one step forward when we said that every student will have our card, every student will have our app. You don't need to interfere in the process of fee collection, because fee collection actually is giving them a lot more. It's actually giving them a lot more than what they're going to pay. So your problems can be solved. The cost comes on us, which we are trying to share with the other vendors that we have. And that's how we're trying to contribute back and serve the society at this point in time, right? So I'd love to get feedback from you and how I can further improvise on this. And if there's anything else that we could add, we'll try to add it in the pipeline and bring it in the upcoming years, right? So once again, thanks a lot, everyone. Glad being here and connecting with all of you. Thank you.
Rohit, I request you to please be on stage right there. And I should really appreciate how modestly you've used the words like just and probably, and we are trying. That's so humble. But shout out to LEO1. I request Mr. Akshay Ahuja again to please felicitate Rohit. And Rohit, I have a curious question. I have a question out of curiosity which follows this.